Hey everyone, thank you for watching Two Pans in a Pot, and today I'm going to show you how I make my version of gumbo. And these are the ingredients I will be using and the sauces and seasonings. Okay, over here I have some shrimp, an onion, which I'm going to use half of an onion, half of this green pepper. I have some mushrooms in here and some frozen peppers and onions, and I'm going to use that as well. Some beef sausage, honey, the Old Bay seasoning, black pepper, seasoning salt, but not too much of the seasoning salt because I'm also using the Slap Your Mama, and that has a little salty taste to it as well. I'm using the original blend and the hot blend. I'm using the onion powder, garlic powder, basil, the oysters flavor sauce, and sesame seed oil. I'm going to be using these, but not too much of that because it has such a strong taste. I really don't want that to overpower my gumbo. And some Worcestershire sauce and some soy sauce. Alright, let's get to it. Alright guys, so I already rinsed off the shrimp. I did get deveined shrimp, but the only thing else I had to do was take the tail off. So right now I'm about to cut these up in some small pieces and then put them in the pan. What's up, Delilah? Huh? I can't hear you. You said what? You said what? Making a video without you. I'm not making a video without you. But you need to stop crying. It's shrimp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mommy, what you about to make?
I'm about to make me and your sister some gumbo. So now since all of that's cut up, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put it in the frying pan. Alright guys, so I am about to put my shrimp into this pan, and you see all this extra stuff that somebody may consider as dirt, but all it is crust and or a little bit of oil. When I made like some fried chicken or fries, the reason why I didn't clean it at all, because I'm gonna actually use all this stuff to make my roux. So went ahead, patted dry my shrimp that can be dry and then absorb some of this seasoning that I'm about to put on there. And also I don't want too much water left over in the pan because I'm going to put my beef sausages in there as well. So I want it to be as dry as possible. So now I'm about to put some the Old Bay. And I'm going to add, let me put some of this Slap Your Mama. I'm going to put some of that on there. And a little seasoning salt. And I think that'll be it. I'm not going to put no pepper on it at all. I'm going to try to do as little as possible seasoning on the meat and the peppers and stuff, because I'm going to put most of my seasonings in the roux. I'm going to get that a little mix. I'll let that just cook down for a couple of minutes. Since it's already pink, I'm just basically like letting it cook, because I believe I got the fully cooked shrimp, so I really don't have to cook it that much. So I'm gonna just let it cook for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I will start on my sausage. Alright, now since I got the shrimp to my liking, I'm going to shift it over into this bowl, and then I'm going to start on my sausage. Okay, now I'm about to set this shrimp aside, and I'm about to start on my sausage. I'm going to cut it in some cube pieces, and then I'm going to put that in the same pan I put the shrimp in. Okay, y'all, so I already cut off my sausage, and I put it in this pan. I'm going to let this cook for like 5 to 7 minutes, not too long. I just really wanted to get it brown on the skin, not the skin part, but the meaty part. And then I will start on my pepper, onions, and mushrooms. Okay, so while the sausage is cooking, give this a good another mix. I am going to cut up these mushrooms and peppers that I had in a container in the freezer, and then I'm going to do half of my onion that was whole, and then the rest of this green pepper. I'm gonna use that because that's gonna seem like that's gonna be taking forever. Looks cool. It looks okay. I really wanted most of the mushrooms cut it up anyway. Not too much of the peppers and onions, but definitely the mushroom. I'm about to give my sausage a good mix. Another mix. And as you can see, this is pretty much good and done. So while I'm cutting them peppers and onions, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this off. And I'm gonna add this with the shrimp and here. Okay, now I'm just gonna set this to the side. Whenever I get done with my roux, I can add that back in there. Okay. I already rinsed this off. I'm gonna like take all this off and yeah, then cut up the rest. And I really don't have much experience making gumbo, and some of the things that people put in gumbo I just don't care for, like the okra, the celery. I like celery, but I don't want to use it for my gumbo. It will be my third time making gumbo. The first time I made it, it was too runny. The second time I made it, it came out perfect. Like the consistency, it was creamy, and yeah, I really enjoyed making that gumbo. So this will be my third time making it. And the only reason why I am making it is because my daughter wanted some. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made this. Because this is not something like I would eat daily. Most of the meals I make, my oldest daughter, it gets made because of her request, or my son, mostly my daughter. And my youngest one, she's still a picky eater right now. All my kids were picky eaters when they was younger. But since she's still a picky eater, she's not going to eat this. So I will be making her tacos and us gumbo. But right now, I'm going to do the gumbo first. And then I'm going to, when I get done with this, I'm going to make a video or a short of the tacos I make for my daughter. This knife, I cannot stand. This one is dingy and gritty. I won't say gritty, but just old looking as it look, it cuts so well. But this fresh knife, I really don't care for it. I'm about to turn back on my pan while I cut up this onion and get it warmed up for the peppers and stuff. Just having a loss for words of talking right now. Like, geez. Probably because I don't be cooking and talking. I just be thinking. I don't want it to be too soft. So I'm just going to let this cook for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then I'm going to start on my bread. Okay guys, here are some ingredients I did leave out that I will be using for my gumbo. I'm going to be using this bacon that I cooked earlier today, some chicken broth, some used vegetable oil, and of course some flour. Okay, right now I have some bacon grease in there and some little bacon pieces from when I cooked the bacon earlier in the oven. I'm going to use that as well because what I learned about making the roux, using like the browning and the burnt part of the sausage and stuff, it helps me darken the roux up, and I want that dark before I add in my chicken broth. So right now I'm going to just add some oil. Then once this starts to heat up, I'll put a little more because I don't want too much oil in it. Once this starts to heat up, I'm going to start making the roux. Alright guys, as you can see, the oil started to bubble up. So I'm about to slowly add some flour to it. I'm going to continuously do this until I get to a consistency of my liking. And I'm going to whisk it every time I put flour in it. And I'm using a fork instead of a spoon because it helps with shifting out the oil. I mean, not the oil, but the flour, so it won't be in clumps. And I don't use measurements on nothing. So yeah. Hopefully you can just tell about what I use and how I use it. How much it is. But I never have been the person that uses measuring cups and stuff. I measure out my ingredients on anything. So right now it's like at a light brown. You want to get this as dark as possible. Not as dark as the frying pan, but I want it about as brown as my skin, or a little bit darker. So we gotta get this to this, but a little bit darker. I'm about to add some more flour. And this is all I'm gonna keep doing till I get to the point where I like it. And I still got my temperature of my heat underneath the pan, probably like between 4 and 6. So probably maybe a 5, but a little closer to 4. So I'll say 4.5. I'm gonna keep mixing this up. Once I get to the brownie that I'm talking about, or even close, I'm gonna come back on the camera. Alright guys, as you can see, it is getting a little darker, but it still ain't dark like my skin yet. So I'm gonna continue to mix it up, let it cook, and burn a little more, and I might add just a little bit more flour to it, and probably some bacon grease, a little bit more bacon grease, and yeah, I'm thinking that's all I'm gonna do. I'll do a little bit more bacon grease, a little bit more flour, a little bit more mixing, and I'll get back with y'all. Welcome back. So now I'm about to add the seasonings to my roux. I'm about to lift up the consistency so you can see the darkness. It's darker than what you can see on camera, but yeah. It does have like a caramel look to it, and that is perfect. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, that's what we're going for. That's what you're going for if you want to make the roux. You don't want it to look like, you want it to look like brown gravy. And right now, mine is looking like brown gravy. But I see that it's smoking a little bit, so it's burning more than it's cooking to get brown. So I'm about to start going ahead and add my ingredients, or my seasoning. This is the amount of oyster sauce I'm going to use. Not too much. Once again, it's thick. I'm going to add a little bit of soy. Soy sauce. I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce. Just a little bit of that. A little bit of sesame seed oil. Seasoning salt. I'm gonna add the honey last, like once I got the roux and all that in, and some garlic. Now I'm about to mix this up. Broth in there, it's gonna be perfect. And I could have added beef broth, but I don't care for beef broth in gumbo. Like, I do not know why. I like the way the chicken flavor tastes over the beef flavor. You know, I got my bacon that I told you I cooked earlier. I'll put that in there. Turn my burner back to 5.5. No, baby, because this is already hot, and I don't want none of this hot stuff to splash on you. Okay? Thank you for wanting to help.
The fried rice?
It's not the fried rice. This is chicken broth, and mommy making the gumbo for me and your sister. Well, the last time we tried to have you eat some gumbo, you didn't like it, so you didn't want to eat it. And you know you're a picky eater right now, but you can try it. I'll let you try it. When mommy make her plate, I'll let you try some, okay? Well, her bowl. I'll make a bowl.
My gumbo's are
Now you see how it's still getting thick. That's from all that flour. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some more of this chicken broth in there. I'm gonna put a whole bunch in there now. We're about to bake some in a little bit. Once I get done making this gumbo, we're gonna start on your tacos, okay? I might add some water into it, because to me, 1 second, you hear me talking, okay? Like, water makes thin stuff out. Alright, can you give me a bottle of water? y'all gotta remember when making the flour, the roux, is not to put too much flour, but just enough. If I would have to say measuring wise, I'll say a cup and a half. Because depending on your consistency of how you want it, it's definitely gonna thicken up for sure. Mine is perfect. This is exactly how I want mine. I don't want it runny, and I don't want it too thick. I want it like creamy. So this is perfect for me. You see that? Yeah, that's how I want mine. I want mine creamy, and I'm pretty sure I use about a cup and a half of flour if I had to measure it out. I just put it in, a little bit at a time. Alright. My gumbo part is pretty much done. But right now, I'm gonna take this rice that my daughter clean, and I'm gonna let that cook all the way until it gets soft, and then I'll come back and show you how I put my gumbo together with the rice. Okay, everybody, I am back, and the last step of making my version of gumbo is I'm gonna add some honey to it. I'm gonna put some honey in this. I'm gonna mix this around. Because I had to put some honey in here, and it was a brand new bottle. Okay. Now since I have the honey mixed in there, I am going to show you how I put it in a bowl. I'm gonna grab a bigger spoon. Okay, so what I did with this rice was I put oil in this cup mixer measurement cup. I put oil in the measurement cup and just flatten out the rice, packed it in as good as it can get in there. And what I'm gonna do is just flip it over, and boom, voila.